Today on the Inside Scoop, the Florida Gators have come out swinging and have a top 5 class. We're talking Oregon's most important recruit. But first, let's go Buffs. Just because we haven't been talking about Coach Prime on the Inside Scoop doesn't mean he hasn't been working. And I got a little intel. Let's bring on national recruiting analyst Sam Spiegelman. Sam, I got the Buffalo spring game visitor list with me right here, and it is absolutely loaded. Let's take a look. 5-star Deion Stewart will be there. 5-star Williams Nwaneri. 4-star athlete Aaron Butler. 4-star tight end Jaden Riddell. 4-star defensive lineman Brandon Davis-Swain out of Michigan. And also 4-star safety Jordan Johnson-Rebel and athlete Boo Carter. An absolutely loaded visitor list, Sam. Let's start at the top with Deion Stewart, the #1 player in America. The top overall edge will be in Boulder. What do you think the chances are for Deion to land the #1 overall player?
Deion Stewart, Williams Nwaneri, the #1 and 2 players in the On 300 for 2024. In big picture, those are the headliners, but this is multiple On 300 defensive linemen. This is what we expected to see from Deion Sanders. This shows the level of recruits that are heading to Colorado, with obviously Deion Stewart being the headliner. We talked about his recruitment being somewhat open, even though Ohio State, Georgia, South Carolina have had an edge, as well as Alabama. But Deion Sanders getting Williams Nwaneri, Deion Stewart, those are headliner names that are, and he's going head to head with the Alabamas, Georgias, and Ohio States of the world for those guys.
So I'm told right now there's only going to be one official visitor on this list, and that's Aaron Butler. He's the 4-star athlete out of Calabasas, California. UGA leads right now on the recruiting prediction machine, but getting him in for this official visit should be big, huh, Sam?
Yeah, this is his second visit in as many months. He was in Colorado last month. Colorado and Oregon are chipping away with one of the best on the West Coast. Georgia leads on the RPM. He's going to take his OV to Georgia, but again, Aaron Butler back on campus twice in as many months. This is a star-studded spring game, and he's the headliner because he's the only official visitor that's going to be in town.
Yeah, and even if Deion doesn't land a lot of these guys, I mean, he's disrupting. Getting a player like a 4-star defensive lineman, Brandon Davis-Swain, he's out of Michigan, right? This is going to be his second visit to Colorado this calendar year. And you got to wonder if teams like, because this is a Big Ten battle for Brandon Davis-Swain. It should be. It's Notre Dame, it's Michigan, it's Purdue, and it's Colorado. And we're seeing this kind of across the board. Also with a player like a Boo Carter, right, out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Do you think there's a chance? Because if you look at the RPM, Boo Carter looks like he's trending heavily to Tennessee. But why do you give Colorado a chance here with a guy in SEC country?
Because of Deion Sanders. He's the reason why Colorado is messing with kids from the Midwest, some of the best in the Midwest like Davis-Swain, and why they're in the mix with someone like Boo Carter, who on the RPM, Tennessee is trending. He's also giving consideration to big name schools like Michigan, Ohio State, and Oregon. But Colorado is bound to shake up things. Deion Sanders he's found a niche with these two-way players. Look at Travis Hunter, look at someone like Boo Carter. There's a lot of similarities in their games, and they're going to be featured in Boulder. This spring game is a wide open opportunity for someone like Boo Carter weekend.
All right. Speaking of disrupting, these aren't the only players on the visit list. There's some players coming to Boulder that are committed to other programs. Let's take a look at some Colorado flip targets that will be on campus for the spring game. Linebacker Sterling Dixon, committed to Alabama. Linebacker Xavier Atkins, committed to LSU. Offensive tackle Gage Ginther, committed to Tennessee. Wide receiver TJ Abrams, committed to FSU. I mean, hey, look at this. Deion is not messing around. These guys are going to be in Boulder, hearing Deion's pitch, seeing what the Colorado Buffaloes are all about. Let's talk about Sterling Dixon at the top of this list, committed to Alabama, but he's been taking trips. So do you think a guy like a Sterling Dixon is open to maybe what Colorado's selling?
Yeah, I think Sterling Dixon and Xavier Atkins both fall into that category of, anything can happen here. These are guys that committed early on to SEC schools, in the state where they live, but have continued to explore other options. Sterling Dixon has been not only at Alabama, but LSU and Auburn in the last few weeks. Xavier Atkins, taking an official visit to Utah, has been at Arkansas and A&M, as well as LSU, where he's committed. So can Deion Sanders, with getting them on campus for the big spring game, change their minds? Certainly they've shown the tendency to be a bit of a wild card in their recruitment. So I think that there is a chance down the road.
Yeah, and you look at a player like TJ Abrams, committed to FSU, but you see where he's from. He's from Dunbar High School. That's Fort Myers, Florida. That's where Deion's from. So I think, like you're saying, I don't necessarily expect Deion to see a bunch of flips coming his way at the spring game, but TJ Abrams, one of the fastest wide receivers in Florida. He's a slot guy. You know, you keep recruiting him. You get him on campus again maybe in the summer and then for an official visit in the fall. And that might be the recipe for flipping some of these guys late. We'll see how it all plays out. The Colorado spring game is next weekend, April 22nd. This is just an early list of who's expected. If there's any more big names added before next weekend, we'll be sure to keep you guys updated. Do me a favor right now, Colorado fans. Let us know who you think the Buffaloes are going to land from this list. Drop us a comment below in the video. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. And remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.